are currently in Morocco doing a part of a UBELONG service project. We are working not only with students in a school in what appears to be a lower income part of Rabat, the capital city. We are also doing some cultural stuff as well beyond service learning, including learning about religion, language, and general culture. And so when we go to the school every day, it's interesting to walk through the part of the city that we are in and see not only how the kids react, but also how the people interact with us, and it's very interesting. On that same level, I think it's very important, or what they're gaining more from interacting with these kids on a daily basis. And one of the things that we see, and we've seen it in the past, is that they build connections with kids. And I think that, in my personal opinion, there is a universality of humanity. And we lose that in politics and in economics and in stuff of that nature. And it's easy for us to overgeneralize and create the other. And I think what happens is when you go and meet people, especially little people, and see that, kids in Morocco are not really different. They don't act any different than kids in America or wherever it may be. And so I think there's value in that learning. We're not going home to a hotel, where we can kind of just go back to who we are. And it forces us to interact with people who are normal. I mean, the people who we are living with seem to be very average, and that's great. That's fantastic. And we've learned so much. This morning, for instance, I wanted the Moroccan tea is the best thing. One of the best things here, food-wise, and so I was really curious to know, how do they make it? And I asked our mother, and she explained to us in detail how to smell all the different teas, and that was, and so those experiences are really hard to come by in those other situations. And the other thing too is you're living with people, and we found out our first day they like soccer, and so we watched a lot of soccer on Sunday, and I was struck, again, talking about what I was, universal humanity, that, what do Americans do on Sunday afternoons in the fall? Well, we watch football. We sit on the couch and watch football, American football, and they're on the couch watching, Moroccan soccer, which is really, it's oh, well, it's not very different than, Be willing to engage would be the other one I'd say. So be willing to learn to speak the language to the best you can. And even, as with any place you go, I think that when you can just say a few words in their language, they think that's the greatest thing ever. And so being willing to do that, willing to try the food, willing to engage in the customs, I think, so adaptability and willingness to experience, because I think fundamentally that's what we're here to do. And I think UBELONG does a nice job of giving everybody an encompassing view of everything. And I like the types of countries that UBELONG chooses to go to, I think is awesome. It's where we should be going,